addresses. So not started. Yeah, now it is started. IP addresses. So actually, I will start with OS layers, but IP addresses now we are already discussing about IP addresses and all. So better go with IP addresses only. Okay, so in IP addresses we have a IPv4 and a IPv6. The small differences I will tell, because sometimes it will ask question like this: what is IPv4 IPv6? One or two differences at least you have to tell. Okay, guys, so when IPv4, actually these IP addresses, okay, protocols are will be suggested by IANA, ICANN organizations, Internet Authority of Numbering and Assigning Numbering kind of stuff, and names and numbering kind of stuff like DNS servers, IP addresses, public IP addresses will be taken care by IANA, ICANN. Okay, Internet Engineering Task Force. This is another organization. So these are all controller of this IP addresses and DNS names. So these are a main thing. Of course, some other organizations are there like a OS layer, ISO, IEEE. So there are standards maintaining, but these are all entirely maintaining IP address and names. So keep it that abbreviation. Find out those abbreviations. What is their duty towards your network and internet. Network, internet, IP addresses, and names, domain names. Okay. So here initially they develop IPv4, then IPv5, and IPv6 also. Okay. So almost all the research is similar time only started, but IPv4 is more better, easy way. IPv4 came lesser complex than any other things. So then IPv4 into the market. So IPv5 and IPv6. So as a comparison, IPv6 is much better. Why? Because it is very bigger than other IP addresses. Easy to use kind of stuff. Okay. So there are some other benefits are there. So we'll find out. So IPv4 is basically it is a 32-bit, whereas IPv6 is a 128. Guys, do not get confused. 32-bit, 64-bit is in a CPU. 32-bit, 128. IPv4, IPv6. So 2 to the power of 32. Number of IP addresses we are getting, it is around 3.4. Sorry, 4.3 billion IP addresses we are getting. So if you go to the calculator, then you can calculate also. So very simple, 2 to the power of 32 is this much, almost like a, this is in our Indian words, like it is 67,000. This is 49 lakhs. Okay, this is a crores, means 429 crores, 49 lakhs, 67,296 IP addresses we are getting. So this is total IP address part. Whereas it's a 2 to the power of 128 IP addresses, it is 3.4 billion IP addresses. So you can take another billion also. It's like a trillion kind of stuff, so many things there. Just for our understanding, I said a 3.4 billion IP addresses. Exactly say it is 3.4 into 10 to the power of 38. That much of very big things. Not even a crores. It is a 429 crores. It is not in the crores range. So okay, so we have to go through other than crores range kind of stuff. If you know. Okay, so you want to see, it's a 2 to the power of 128 it is this much of big 4.3. So many are there. So it is like this. It is very simply to write. So 3.4 into 10 to the power of 38. So this is the size of IPv4. So two differences, 32-bit, 128-bit. So 4.3 billion IP addresses. Here it is 3.4 into 10 to the power of 38. IP addresses are a 3.4 billions of IP addresses. So very small differences. Okay. Next, guys. So it represented in decimal format. We write IP address in the decimal format. Here it is hexadecimal format. Okay. Example for a IPv4 is already given 192.168.1.101 for example. IPv6 example, you can check it. So it is like a 2001 colon 11 AA 22 BB 33 CC, something like that, because it is a hexadecimal format, right? So we'll get a lot of other things also. Not exactly like I'm putting this kind of stuff, okay, for our understanding. So it is a 128-bit. It represented in hexadecimal format. So this is the format is look like. It's a totally 8 blocks of thing is there. So this is a 7 blocks completed. Okay, so I put a 0001, something like that. Okay, so you can easily understand like this is just for example only. Later we'll discuss that point. Okay, guys, look at here. It is a basically in a decimal format. Okay, so IPv4 32-bit. We write a IPv4 in the decimal format, which is like divided into 4 parts. Okay, total 32-bit is divided into 32-bit divided by 4. We divide into 4 parts. Okay, so it become 8 bits. This is called a octet. This is called a octet. 32-bit binary divided into 4 parts. Each part is 8 bits. Each part is 8-bit data. It is called a octet. So and so the dot, it is a dot. Okay, separated with a dot. So some people call it as a point. So don't say point. It is okay. The first one, the first part. Okay, sorry. We'll see that one later. So first part, the octet means 8-bit, right? So 2 to the power of 8 is 256. So 256 meaning is actually 0 to 255. Meaning is 256 number of things are there now. So it is, but actually it is 0 to 255. So start with the 0. Like guys, don't get confused. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are there? 5 are there. 0 to 4 means 5. Okay. How many are there? 10. 0 to 9. So start with a 0. Okay. So each octet. So it's an octet. Octet means it is a number is 0 to 255. Okay. So the first one is the first octet. The first part we call it as a first octet. Octet. Third octet. fourth octet. Okay, first octet, second octet, third octet. So each octet size is maximum 0 to 255. 0 to 255. So if you see an IP address, okay, if you see an IP address, it should not be more than 255. Okay, it should be not more than 255. So the first IP address is this one, 0.0.0.0. First IP address is 0.0.0.0. Next one is 0.0.1. Next one is 0.0.0.3, like that. It keep goes up to like this, 255. Once it is reached the 255, then it is changed like this. This is a your like this will happen. 0.0. Guys, it is a simply a numbering system, not a nothing new one. For example, you got a 109. What is the next one? 110. You got a 199. What is the next one? 200. Same thing. Same thing. So you got 1,000. So what is the next one? 1,001. Right? So same thing only. So it is not even a binary, it is a decimal numbers. Start with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it continues. So 254. And next one is 250. So next number is automatically one increment is there, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and it go up to 0.0.1.254, 0.0.1.255. So this is again 0.0.2.0. It goes like that. So it will continue. So what is the final one? Is a 255, 255, 255, 255. So your IP address is not greater than this, not greater than this IP addresses. Okay. So each octet means each part is either from 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 like that up to 255, not that more than 255. For example, I see in English movie, normally we search mistakes in Indian movies. But when I see English series, so it is very intelligent reviews. The series name is Criminal Minds. So very intelligent people. Everybody is very, very intelligent. A lot of intelligence is there in that one. So I've seen there is a hacker and they are telling this hacker, that hacker kind of stuff. So technology wise, we think there are very good. So they said like, tell me about somewhere crime is happened. So they try to find the IP address. So they find IP address for that home. He said like a 400.200.300 something like that. I got a doubt. So there is 200 is acceptable. Then from where he got a 300 and 400 like this. It is just they are telling something. That's it. Okay. So there is not really any IPv4. Definitely there is not more than 255. Even 255 is also not there. Okay, so that's a lot of things are there. So, but here this is a range. So again, IP address range is 0.0.0.2. So 255. So 255, 255, 255. This is the range of your IPv4. Okay, IPv4 total range. This is IPv4. And start with the 0.0.0 up to 255.255.255. Guys, understand up to here? IPv4
Yes,
32
sir.
bit. Very good.
Yes,
2 to
sir.
the power of
Yes, sir.
32, 4.3 billion. Very good. Yeah. Okay. So this is the example separated with the dot. Each part. This is the first octet, second octet, third octet, and a fourth octet. Okay. So each octet size is either from 0 to 255, and this is the range of your IPv4. And we have to come back to the IPv6. Small information about IPv6 is, guys, hexa Each hexa is 4 binary bit. Bit means binary only. Okay, one hexa is a 4 bits. One hexa number is 4 bits. For example, um, you take a F last bit. It is a in a decimal. It is a 16. So 111. The last one. It is a hexa. Okay. So you take a F E. So it's a like a 1110 in a binary. So these are whether you know or don't know, I don't know. So hexadecimal numbers are like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E. So these are the hexadecimal number. Already I told 0 to F totally. F means 15. F means 15, not 16. Sorry. F means 15. Okay. So 0 to 15 means it's a 16 numbers are there. Hexadecimal 16. Okay. So F means 15. So this is E means. And originally in a decimal format it is a 14. It's a 110 like this. Okay. So it's not a good time to discuss everything. So A means 10. So 10, 10. So like it's a maximum number is F. So it is a 4 bit. Okay, it is a 4 bit. So each hexadecimal represent a 4 bit. This is 4 bit. This is a 4 bit. This is 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 4 bit. So obviously 128 by 4 means 128 bit by 4. So we have to divide. So then it is a 32 hexadecimals are there. This totally 32 hexadecimals are there. Next, 32 hexadecimals are there. So in the 32 hexadecimal by 4. Okay, again 32 hexadecimal means the 4 hexadecimals combined is a block here. This one block means this is a block, this is the block, this is the block. So each block is divided by, okay, each block divided by colon, by colon. Whatever the spelling it is, colon. So what happened? It's a 32 bit hexadecimal, 32 bit hexa by 4. So it is 8 blocks are there. 8 blocks are there. So that's the point here. Not more than 8 blocks, little lesser than 8 blocks also. Hexadecimals are there, right? So I've written an example here. Another example I'm giving: 2001 colon A. This is also one of this is also IP address, IPv6 address. Meaning is like this. So first one, how many? 4 are completed. This is the 5th one, 6th, 7th, like this. So look at here. So this is equal to this one. Okay. So yeah. And also, for example, you have a thing is like this. Okay. 0110. It looked like a binary. So I'm going to like this. Okay. How many are completed? 4, 5, 6. Eight. So this is also a thing, but we can write it like this. Look at here, 2001. So first 0 will be removed. A 0. That 0 should not be removed. So each zeros you can put a one single 0 because it's completely zeros. Okay, and 2B C 300. You can write like this, and also you can write same thing 2001 1A0 colon 2B C colon 300. Okay, so you can write like this also. The way of writing IPv6. So compulsory check the number of zeros. You can suppress the zeros as a 1. Leading zeros we can able to remove it. But after the value, if you have a zeros, you should not remove it. And there is a not allowed thing is also there. For example, you put a 00. For example, like this is there. For example, you have like a data is there. So this is 4 blocks completed. Okay, so how to suppress this one? 2001 0 0 1 2A 0 0 0 1B. So total it is 8 blocks. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 blocks. Okay, so here it is 2 places 0 0 0, and here 0 is there. Which one you have to suppress? You can write 1 2 A 1B, or you can write like this 2001 means only one side only you have to decide. Okay, if you have a multiple times it is there, so you cannot suppress multiple times. You have to write this double quotes only for either this or this only. Okay, so you should not write both the times. Okay, you should not write like a, this is a colon and this is also colon. So you cannot write it because we don't know exactly the size or locations splitting. We don't know. Okay, so this is how we'll write the IPv6 address. Okay, guys. There is a few more points also there. Look at here. 127.0.0.1. Okay, so this is called a loopback or local host. This is another important for a testing, guys. Localhost IP address. What is a localhost IP address or loopback IP address? Is 127.0.0.1. In IPv6, it is colon 1. For example, I am going to ping localhost. I will get a colon 1 means I am pinging to myself only. I am pinging to myself only, or I want to ping to myself using an IP address called 127.0.0.1. So this IP address for every PC, understand, every PC name is by default, every PC's name is by default, not by default, my name is by itself. You can say itself, meaning is myself. For example, me means myself. Okay, I'm talking to me like it is myself only. Like if I'm talking to someone, there or maybe there is a name. I have a name, and that is for others, right? So, but when I'm communicating, when I'm communicating to my PC, so it's like a itself kind of stuff. Okay, every PC's name is by itself is a local host. Your PC name is localhost, my PC name is localhost. Okay, like that. Okay, the localhost IP address is 127.0.0.1. Remember, that is also a very important question as a fresher or experience. This is a very important. What is a localhost IP address? To test, we'll use for testing, or maybe you can use like http://localhost. What is the meaning of that one? You have a web application, web server. You are a web server. You want to test a website in your PC. Okay, so for example, you are a means your PC is a web server. Okay, web server, and you want to test website from that PC only. So you don't require any IP addresses. Simply you can use HTTP localhost. Either you use an IP address or your user name or your user name. So like this, even a web server applications, web applications. I want to test a web application, so I want to test it. I can test it from my web browser, so I can put it my local host addresses. Okay, guys. So 127.0.0.1. So local host address for IPv4 and IPv6 is : 1. Next, unknown IP address type. Unknown IP address means no value IP address is 0.0.0.0. It is also called as unknown IP address. Okay, so there is a lot of IP addresses reserved. Okay, reserved IP addresses are this one. These are reserved IP addresses. Okay, this is used at DHCP DORA process. Okay, DHCP DORA process client side default routing, and other some extra things. Okay, default routing concept implementing default static routing. Default routing is easy. Static routing, default routing. So we use that one kind of stuff. So in IPv4, 0.0.0.0. In IPv6, it's just a colon only. Okay, colon only. So here it is. This is represent like this. Next. In IPv4, we have a unicast, multicast, broadcast. IP addresses are there. In IPv6, you have a unicast, multicast is also there, and anycast. Okay, no broadcast, only anycast is there. Okay, and IPv6 is a divide an IP addresses into global unicast, 001 by 2. Sorry, This is a /3, I think. 001. So /3 type means the starting IP address range is 200 to 3FF. This is the global unicast IP address. Global unicast IP address means it is like a public IP address given by ISPs generally. Okay, used or given by ISPs. So it's like a global IP address. So don't worry about it. Next, important link local. Link local FE80 /64 like prefix are there. It is no subnet mask. We use a prefix here. Okay, so we use a prefix. Okay, link local is it is a kind of private IP address generated by system or a device or a PC using your MAC address. Using MAC address. Okay. You can communicate with link local IP address within LAN, not in WAN, not outside. Okay, means local. Okay, so you don't require any DHCP server, DNS server. Simply go to network adapter. So go to network adapter. If IPv6 is enabled, you'll get a link local IP address. You can see link local IP address. If IPv6 is enabled, link local IP FE80 link local IP address. For example, this is the adapter. I go to properties, IPv6. I'm disabling IPv6. I remove the check mark for IPv6. Okay, click OK, close. Now try to see it not showing any IPv6 address. I removed it. Again, I'm checking back this IPv6. Okay, I don't have any IPv6 related DHCP kind of stuff for this adapter, but I'm getting these things because of IPv6 is enabled. So every PC by itself having a link local IPv6. It is generated by PC only. It is generated by itself only. Oh, disconnected. How long it is disconnected, guys? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay. Yeah, it is disconnected automatically. So I didn't see. Yeah, so this is the basic information. Lot of information is there. I given some information. Okay. Again, so 32-bit, 128-bit, IPv4 decimal format, hexadecimal format. So each part of this is divided into 4 parts. Each part is an octet. The size is 0 to 255. And there is an IP address called 127.0.0.1, which is nothing but a local host. So every PC by itself, it is a local host only. Okay, so you can ping to this one for self-testing purpose. This is used for self-test. Okay, either TCP IP working or not, like that we can able to use it like this. So self-testing. Self-testing means your TCP IP functioning is there or not, we are using. And also we can use this localhost name or IP address if you are yourself a web server or applications, web link, any web link is there, or maybe like a service is running, you want to access the service through networks related service. Okay, so it's a web application or web server, and say it is any network based services. We use any network based services. Okay, so then we can use it that once. Okay, so this is a basic part of your IP address. Sorry, guys, IP address mainly IPv4, not IPv6. IPv4 address, total address is divided into classes. Okay, so divided into classes. Divided into classes. So here it is a class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. So totally 5 classes. Totally 5 classes. So class A, there's a original range is there, guys, like a binary range is also there. I will tell binary range first. Okay, this is a binary range. So here it is class A, start with a 0 0, all are zeros. Okay, yes, we can identify, one second, an IP addresses class by first octet of IP address. Okay, so remember that one. Whenever you see an IP address, check the first octet. So based on that, we can understand it is a which class of it. So this is what I am writing range. That is a first octet range only. So first octet. So anyway, it is start with a 0.0.0 like that. So first is 0. Start with a 0, and next one is leave the first bit. Leave the first bit and make everything as a ones only. Okay, if you don't understand, no problem at all. Okay, it is a 0 to 127. If you search in some textbook, it shows 126 also. Which one is correct? Yes, both are correct. Okay, so by because of 0.0.0.0, it's a reserved IP addresses. We don't use this IP addresses. Okay, next 127.0.0.0.1. We don't use it because it's reserved for a local loopback or a local host IP address. Next, anything start with a 0, anything start with a 0, anything start with a 127, we don't use it. So that's why they are writing 1 to 126 as a valid host. But total range is 0 to 127. This is used range. Next is 1.0 like this. This is nothing but next number of this one. Which is nothing but 127. What is the next number? 128. So leave the first and second numbers like a 10 and make remaining as a ones only. (128) to 191. Okay, the binary values in decimal. This is the next number. Okay, this is the next number of this one. This is, so you can look at. So why this is 111. So keep these three things as a same. So don't change these three things. Here it is. First thing we keep first one. This one we'll keep first two, and then here it is first three. $223. This is the next number. Here also we keep the first four. The first three we'll keep it. Here it is. First four we'll keep it. We don't change it. Remaining become ones. Guys, if you don't remember this, no problem. Remember these things. We'll come back to that one again. So 224 to 239. Next 111,000 to 111 all ones. So nothing. It is completed. So 240 to 255. Guys, this is we are never use. This is like a R&D type. R&D. Research and development areas. Very rare. Okay, we don't use it. It is not released into the market. Only some cases only. This is multicast. In normal communication, we don't use multicast addresses. These are the multicast range only used by some protocols or some places. Okay, it is used by some protocols. Protocols like RIP version 2, EIGRP. What happened? EIGRP, OSPF. Okay. WDS. Okay, WDS, Windows deployment tool. Okay, boot P process. Okay, network boot related examples. That is a multicast, and these three are unicast IP addresses only. Again, what are the classes, guys? Class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Look at here. Class A 0 to 127. Also you can say 1 to 126. So don't get confused. Both are correct. Okay. So if a person asking, so why it is both are correct? Because 0 to 127 is a complete range. 1 to 126. Why? Because 0 series we don't use it. 127 series we don't use it. That's why it's a valid range wise they are telling. So 128 to 191. So this is 192 to 223. This is 224 to 239. Okay, so this is 240 to 255. Okay, so these are the each one ranges. Guys, look at here. How to identify an IP address, whether it is which class it is, class A or class B or class C, we have to identify. For example, I take a 110 dot 200 dot 239 239 dot 240. Which class it is? Anyone guess? So this range, between this range, right? 110 in this range. So I'll always look at the first octet. It is a class A. 150 dot 10 dot 127 dot 1. So which class it is? Or you can use 240. Which class it is?
Class B.
Very good. Class B. always look at the first octet. Check the octet range. Then we can identify. .100 dot. So 1 dot 2 dot 224. Which class it is?
C, class C.
Very good. Class C. So look at the first octet. Check the range. It's in between this. It's a class. So that is how to identify a IP address. Which class of IP address? Yes. It is a 130, guys. So I will take another 15 minutes. I will give you small list. Then we'll identify based on. Guys, here it is. Important classes are class A, class B, and class C. Why it is important? Because it's a unicast IP addresses. These are unicast IP address, not multicast or some anycast kind of stuff. Okay, it's a unicast IP address. The range is 0 to 127, 128 to 191, 192 to 223. Okay, here it is. The IP addresses are divided into network portion and host portion. Okay. Divided into network and host portions or parts, you can say. It is important point here. It is network portion must be same. Network portion must be same. For example, okay, so you know floor and door number. So look at here, floor and door number wise. So 101, 103, 104. Meaning is first floor, door number 1, door number 3, door number 4. So it is belongs to one network. Logically, it is one floor, right? So same thing, 201, okay, 203, 204, 205. These 4 are belongs to second floor, and door numbers are different. The same concept, host numbers are different. Okay, host numbers are different. So you can look at like this. This is my PC, 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 like this. I have a devices. So here I am connecting to the network like this. Okay, I connected to network like this. So okay, so this is A PC, B PC, C, and this is a D, and this is E. Okay, so what I have done, let's say I have to take smaller. Okay, so I am giving an IP address like this. For example, it is a 1.10, it's a 1.11, 1.12, 2.13, 2.14. So here it is. Think like this. This is a network, this is host. This is network, this is host. So these three PCs are logically same network. These two PCs are logically same network, but physically same network. All 5 are physically same network, but logically different network. Why? Because of network portion is different. Network portion is different, and compulsory host portion must be different. Anyway, that's why better to use paintbrush. At least it is stable somewhere. Look at here, guys. This is the network connectivity. I have a PCs again. If these pieces make a communication between together, their network portion and host portion in the IP address must be same. Network portion and host portion must be same. Otherwise, they won't communicate each other. For example, network portion is 1, network portion is 1, network portion is 1, network portion is 1. So like there are in a logically same network. Logically same network. Now host portion, for example, your roll numbers, like a roll numbers, right? So for example, your roll number is something like a some number will be there. Last number you join today, like your branch code 201, 202, 203. Meaning is to represent it's a common same class. These are the different roll numbers for each person, right? Okay, number 22, number 23, number 24. So attendance calling by numbers. So it is like a sequence number. It's a stable number is there. So for example, my number like 05B, 1A, 04, 01. Okay, it's a sequence. Okay, this is entirely constant for to enter your room. But when you change the room, means like you went to different branch, it may be different like this. This is a 401, this is 201. So both are different branches are at different places, are at different classrooms, right? Different years. Okay, different years. So like this is a point I am trying to say, guys. So point is network portion must be same and host portion is automatically linked, like a host 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of stuff. You guys understand IP address? If two systems require to communicate each other, okay, there must be in a same network. If two systems devices require to communicate, both systems must be in same network. Network means both logical and of course physical also. Okay, logical network and physical network. So means their network portion must be same. People will get a doubt here, so that's why I am writing like this. Okay, to communicate between two or more different networks, to communicate between two or more different networks, what we require, what we call internetworking, right? So to communicate between two or more networks, we are communicating between different networks. It means different logical networks. We need router. Okay, so we need a router. So why? Because of router is internetworking device. Router is a internetworking device. So this is the points. Just check the network portion and host portion. How to check it? If you are using a class A, the first portion is network portion, remaining is host portions only. If you are using a class B, first two portions are host portions, remaining is network portions. So if you are using a class C, so first three portions are network portions, last portion is host portions. and there is a default subnet mask is there. The subnet mask will divides this host portion and the network portion tells network ID. Okay, so this is a default subnet mask. Okay, again subnet mask. Okay, one option is like it divides network and host portion, or a subnet mask. Subnet mask tells what is your network ID. Okay, what is your network ID? So again, the same network ID communicate each other. Okay, I think a lot of people got a headache. No one is talking at all. Some are better, okay, compared to all other batches. Some are at least telling answer and as well as this one. So I have to wait. I am unable to wait. I am not waiting for your response also, and as well as if I wait also, I am not getting any response sometimes. That's why I'm keep going because time is very limited, right? So that if you start, you will go up to so much, right? So this is a very important, guys. Class A 0 to 127, 128 to 191, 192 to 223, 224 to 239, 240 to 255. So 0 to 127 or a 1 to 126. So already I told the reason it is. Next, if you are using a class A, the first portion is network portion. So look at here. So for example, I am using a 110.12.23.145, 110.0.0.1. Both are same network. For example, I have a PC. I have a PC A is this IP address, and I have a PC B are having this IP address. So here it is. PC A and PC B can communicate each other. So whenever two systems are not communicating, both are in the same LAN network. Make sure both are in the same LAN network, but they are not communicating each other. So one of the reason possible that both are in the same network or not. Okay, both are same network. So morning I told about a ping request. Their request timed out or a destination host not reachable. So if you are getting these errors, also check the destination IP address. Make sure both are in a same network or not. So how I am telling both are same network? Check it first. First one. This is the class A. This is also class A, and both are same. Class A first portion must be same. Remaining is different. So obviously this is N. So first portion must be same. Remaining is different, guys. So like a PC underscore C. It's also good. Okay. Also you can say PC C also communicate. Okay. So like this. Here it is again. I'm using a PC A. It is 130.23.120.1. which class it is, guys? Class it is. Which class it is?
Class B.
Very good. It is a class B. First two portions are network portions. You can see here also. First two are a network portions. So same or not? So this is okay, but this is not okay. So obviously second portion is different. So no communication. No communication. No communication. Same set. This is a 23, but for example, this is 140. This also no communication. Compulsory first two portions must be same. Again 130, 23. So this is 33. Communication. Say yes, there is a communication. No, no communication. Yes, communication. Okay, why? Because first two portions are same. Whatever it is here, okay, whether it is same or different, no problem. But make sure that both should not be same. There is another point. It is both IP addresses I am unable to type SHOUL should not same cause it cause conflict. Okay, both IP addresses should not be same. For example, you take this one, same example you taken. Okay, this is a 23. This is okay, but if you take like this, it is danger. It's called conflict. This is okay. This is communication is there. Okay, same thing like this. Conflict. Okay, same IP should not be there. So you can check with the IPv5 like a class C also. Check it. So it is a 192.168. I'm taking. So directly. So 11.11 PC B 192.168.12.17. So no communication. Why no communication? First octet same, second octet same, third octet different, third octet different. So I'm taking one more example from here. It is, for example, still it is 11, but it is like this. No communication. Okay, either any, if you have first three octets must be same, otherwise no communication. Okay, so last example. The first three octets must be same. The last octet can be different, right? So like a 1 1 like this. This is no problem. So no, it is like a yes communication. So I think you guys understand IP address.
Yes,
And
sir.
there is a tell me. Yeah, subnet mask and check both are same IP or not. Okay, so here it is. What is default gateway? Find out, guys. What is default gateway? And that animation series is also very good. Okay, that is not belongs to me. My point is you should get a thing. Okay, what is the default gateway? So what is DNS? DHCP server. What is DNS server? Assigning IP address means how to assign IP address. Find out how to assign. Why I am unable to type? To assign IP address. So check this thing. Here it is. I didn't done a port numbers part. Okay, so no problem. Yeah, today we used a better way because what we discussed since morning about troubleshooting commands and IP addresses and IPv4, IPv6. Very useful part. Okay. And check it. What is the default gateway meaning? What is a DHCP server? What is DNS server? And very importantly, how to check IP address we know, but how to assign IP address manually or dynamically. What are the things we have to change it? Yeah, we can change it. Look at here. I'm taking this. This is an adapter. For example, I have some IP address is there. So this is DHCP enable yes means it's a dynamic. Go to properties, IPv4 properties. So obtain IP address automatically means I want to get an IP address from DHCP server. So look at here. So obtain IP address automatically means there is a DHCP server. If you have a DHCP server or a router kind of stuff or some application act like a DHCP, right? So you want to get IP address from DHCP server. Okay. The second one is manual. Manual or a static. What is static? So if you give IP address here, it automatically not changes. You have to change it manually. So what is the first option, guys? Obtain IP address automatically. So you will get IP address from DHCP server. What is this? I can assign some IP address here. So for example, I'm assigning 172.16.0.112, for example, and it is came when I press the tab button, this automatically subnet mask is came. So how subnet mask is came? It understand based on my IP address. It is a class B IP address. So it is subnet mask is a default. Subnet mask is we got it. Okay. This is a default gateway. This is a preferred DNS. But see, this is how I assign IP address. Look at here. Check it. So this is DHCP enabled. No means manually I given an IP address. But it is still showing like this. What to do? So two options, guys. One is disable it, enable it, or ipconfig/release and renew. But I should not do release and renew here. Why? Because of there is a problem. Again disconnected. Again it is disconnected. Sorry. See, now it is, we are getting no means it's a manual IP address. IP address is there. I didn't assign default gateway DNS address. That's it is not showing. Okay. Now I think I don't want to give an IP address manually. I want to give an IP address automatically. If any DHCP server is there to the network, so I want to get an IP address from DHCP. So what to do? So click on properties, IPv4 properties, select obtain IP address automatically. So both the things, obtain IP address automatically, obtain DNS server automatically. So click OK, close, and you have to wait a minute, then check it, getting an IP address. DHCP enable yes means you are a DHCP client, you will get IP address from DHCP server. Of course, it's not showing anything. Don't worry. Check this. It is keep crashing today. Why? Look at here. This is my Wi-Fi details. Can you see? DHCP enable, yes. I got an IP address and a lease duration and this one. This is how we got it. So if you look at the configuration, go to properties, IPv4 properties. See, first option is selected because I have to get an IP address from my DHCP server, which is nothing but my router. Obtain IP address automatically. Okay, so this is how to assign an IP address. I just told. And look at any videos or anything compulsory. That's it for today, guys. Tomorrow we'll see any other things. Meanwhile, I will forward the material. So no need to wait till somewhere technical classes completed. Then only I will prepare. Don't go through that one, guys. Simply go to the content, study, and as well as write a notes, prepare the questions and answers, and practice the technical answers also. Okay, because once the version test completed, immediately technical interviews possibility is there. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you are understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Be there up to 2 o'clock today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.